All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good crypto news stuff for you today. And the first thing that I want to talk about is that Bitfinex's Bitcoin price has been excluded from CoinMarketCap's average. So cryptocurrency data provider CoinMarketCap has excluded Bitcoin prices provided by the troubled Bitfinex exchange from its weighted average calculation. And the reason why, in case you've been living under a rock, and that's okay, Bitfinex and Tether have been in a lot of trouble recently from a lot of financial fiascos, etc. You can check that out in some of my previous videos. But basically what's been going on is that Bitfinex's Bitcoin price is $200-300 plus than other exchanges, and the reason why is because they're not paying out in fiat, and there are no arbitrage opportunities. Nobody is willing to go to Bitfinex to buy and sell. Everybody just wants to get off Bitfinex. So what's happening is everybody's taking their Tether and buying Bitcoin, and then using that Bitcoin to get off of Bitfinex. Normally, this would create a golden arbitrage opportunity, meaning that you could buy Bitcoin for cheap on a different exchange that is a few $100s lower, and then take that Bitcoin, send it to Bitfinex, and then sell it on Bitfinex, and happy day. The only problem is if you did that, you would have money on Bitfinex that you couldn't get out. So, of course, nobody's doing that. So everybody that is on Bitfinex already is just simply buying Bitcoin with their Tether, etc., and then taking that Bitcoin out. So there are no arbitrage opportunities right now, and it's just going through the roof. And I think it's a little bit of the cause of the bull run at the moment, because everybody's taking their Tether and buying Bitcoin with it, and that's creating a lot of buying power on Bitcoin, and also because it was weighted on CoinMarketCap. So when you go to CoinMarketCap and you see, wow, Bitcoin's at 6,100, and then you go to your exchange that isn't Bitfinex, and you go, it definitely isn't. So that's causing a little bit of that bull run, but there are some other reasons for that as well. So now when you're checking Bitcoin US dollar data on CoinMarketCap, it shows a single asterisk mark for Bitfinex's price, kind of BitConnecty, right? With the message at the bottom saying price excluded. So you can see that there with a little asterisk, price excluded, So notably at a time of writing, Bitcoin's trading at a premium of about $300 plus on Bitfinex as compared to other major exchanges. For instance, on Coinbase and Gemini, the price is around $56.50, although at the moment it's about $5,800 or so on CoinMarketCap, on like Coinbase and Gemini. So there definitely is a bullish run going on at the moment. So in its methodology description on its website, CoinMarketCap states the conditions for such exclusions. The price of any cryptocurrency is a volume-weighted average of the market pair prices for the cryptocurrency, and some prices are manually excluded from the average, denoted by an asterisk on the Markets tab if the price does not seem indicative of a free market price. So they did this a while back. If this sounds familiar to you, it was about a year ago, maybe a little bit longer. I'm not sure on the date, but they did this a while back on all the Korean exchanges because it's very difficult to get money into Korea and out of Korea. So they value their Bitcoin even higher because it's sort of an isolated market, and they have to buy it at whatever price it happens to be in Korea. It's just sort of difficult to get money in and out of Korea. So that was raising the average on CoinMarketCap a good couple $100, when in reality on your any other exchange it was a couple $100 lower than some of the Korean exchanges. Sometimes it'd be quite a bit lower than the Korean exchanges. So they did this a while back as well. The exclusions from Bitfinex is because of the whole alleged New York Attorney General, which shares management of owners and stablecoin issuer Tether, that they lost $850 million of corporate and client funds and subsequently used a loan from Tether's reserves to secretly cover the shortfall. Now Bitfinex is trying to do an IEO and basically trying to raise $1 billion. $850 billion. Wow, that's quite it's quite similar if you really think about it. So that makes a lot of sense. And the coin that they're making is even more interesting. So that they're trying to raise an IEO right now, which is an initial exchange offering as opposed to an ICO, which is slightly different. And that coin is going to be like Binance Coin. So it's going to be on Bitfinex, and you're going to be able to buy other coins with that coin. It's sort of like a medium of exchange in the same way that Binance Coin is, and you will also receive discounts on your limit and market orders, etc. if you use that coin, which leads me to believe that they're trying to sort of get away from Tether, and instead of using Tether as their primary sort of medium source of cryptocurrency to provide exchanges between Ethereum and Bitcoin, etc., like that, and to hold on to prices in a declining market, etc., that they're going to use this coin instead. And it seems to me like a real nice timing that they might be trying to just slowly sort of nudge out Tether and push in while you're not looking this new IEO coin, but not really going to work too well on me. So Bitfinex got wrecked. No more average on CoinMarketCap. So moving on to the gotsatoshi dealio that's going on. If you didn't see my, I think it was in my last video, I was talking about the gotsatoshi website, which is a counter, like a countdown to something. And a lot of people are speculating it's a countdown to the revealing of Satoshi Nakamoto himself or herself, or whatever group of people that was. Now, this could just be a PR stunt for some kind of cryptocurrency-related thing. It is interesting, though, of course. I'm much more leaning that this is some kind of PR stunt for something, and of course, that's all going to come out in a few days. I think gotsatoshi probably has about 8 more days or something like that on its countdown before it reveals whatever it is. The problem is that if it reveals a specific person, and this person is Satoshi, that's still hard to believe because you would still have to sign the Genesis block, etc. You'd still have to sign some of the old wallets to prove that you are Satoshi. So even without that, it doesn't really matter. But either way, so this tweet is from gotsatoshi, from their website. It says, "Never imagined there would be so much interest in who I am. Can't the idea speak for itself? Quoth the poet, daring ideas are like chessmen moved forward. They may be beaten, but they may start a winning game. But if you insist on knowing, gotsatoshi.com, ready to meet Satoshi." So who knows what kind of PR stunt this is. And it says, inventor, developer, futurist, crypto enthusiast, not Craig Wright, may know it at official McAfee, unmask me if you can, hashtag got Satoshi. So again, this could be drumming up a lot of interest for some kind of PR stunt. Also, I seen on a Medium post or Quora post or whatever it is, that somebody was posing as Satoshi Nakamoto and asking and answering questions. And, by the answers of the questions that the person was asking was actually really compelling and really believable, but still at the same time, without that signing, no Satoshi Nakamoto. But they were basically saying that they were Belgian, that Satoshi Nakamoto is actually Belgium, that he made the Satoshi Nakamoto by taking a bunch of different little prefixes and suffixes and putting them together from Japanese, and that he used a some of the talking points was that he used a VPN to jump anything that he did online numerous times, and it always landed in Japan. And that he did, in fact, know Hal Finney and worked with Hal Finney, but did not, in fact, work with Craig Wright. Pretty compelling, a good read, but it's got to be fiction if there is no signed. So, there's a lot of interest in unmasking Satoshi lately, but is that really going to be a good idea? Because think about it this way, everybody loves a hero, but nobody should ever meet their hero, that sort of thing. If you meet your hero, you might find out this is just a regular person, or he's really a D-bag or something like that in real life, and now you're no longer my hero, that sort of thing. Kind of like in the same way that every day you drive to work and you listen to the same radio host And in your mind, you develop a picture of what their face looks like. But then when you Google them months down the road, because you just never knew what they looked like, they don't look anything like what you thought they would be. And then when you listen to the radio program the next time, there's this little error in your mind where you're trying to picture the same person that you tried to picture before, but now not. And with Satoshi Nakamoto, he's supposed to be very altruistic, making this Bitcoin, etc., that is very altruistic in nature, that it's all good, you know what I mean? It's to get away from the banks and everything like that and the governments. But then when we meet Satoshi and know who Satoshi is, there's going to be a lot of investigation into his back life. If you know this person, I'm just assuming it's a he, but could be anybody. And when you investigate this person's history and the rest of their life before Bitcoin came along, there might be a lot of motives for creating Bitcoin. You might think to yourself, well, this person was really poor and maybe he made Bitcoin to get rich or something like that. Or maybe this person was this and made it to get that. And then again, what if it was Craig Wright? I know probably not, 99% probably not likely, but just for fun, let's just say it was Craig Wright. Would that hurt Bitcoin? I think it really would, because again, we imagine Satoshi Nakamoto as this very altruistic, all good person, I think, in your head, like a hero that we develop in our heads, because we don't know who this person is. And then when you find out it's Craig Wright, you were like, wow, Satoshi is actually kind of a douche, and maybe he just made Bitcoin to get rich because he was sort of in debt in Australia and the government was after him so he could flee and go to England and have money and stuff like that. Maybe that was the case. So should we really find out who Satoshi is? That's kind of a weird question. So moving on, Fidelity is set to roll out Bitcoin trading over the coming week. So a lot of institutional investment coming into crypto lately. It's really starting to come ahead. Now, I personally am not a big fan of institutional investment in cryptocurrency. I think it's the antithesis of cryptocurrency. I think it defeats the point of cryptocurrency. I think we're starting to bring in the elite to cryptocurrency, the one percenters, if you will, to cryptocurrency. It makes zero sense to me, but it is out of my power to say, no, you should not get into cryptocurrency. And everybody's sort of excited about it. I think the only reason everybody's excited about it is that their Bitcoin will go up in price, but that just means the elite, the Wall Street brokers, the same people that traded stock and money and futures and things like that that we tried to get away from with Bitcoin will be now in it. But I digress. In addition to launching a custody service, Fidelity Investments appears to set debut Bitcoin trading for institutional clients. The news comes amid reports of Ameritrade and E-Trade quietly testing Bitcoin trading on their respective platforms. So now we have a Fidelity, Ameritrade, E-Trade, backed futures is going to be coming sooner or later here. I feel like this is Game of Thrones. The dragons are going to be coming sooner or later, and months go by, and then it's like, well, the institutional investment might be coming soon, but either way, I don't make the news. So, according to Bloomberg, inside sources say Fidelity Investments plan to launch a Bitcoin trading platform. Reports say the service will cater to the firm's institutional clientele and not be available to retail traders. Commenting on the matter to Bloomberg, we currently have a select set of clients we're supporting on our platform. We will continue to roll out our services over the next coming weeks and months based on our clients' needs, jurisdictions, and other factors. Currently, our service offering is focused on Bitcoin, so probably no Ethereum or Litecoin or anything like that just yet. So institutional investors will be able to buy Bitcoin through Fidelity. Again, Ameritrade, E-Trade, Fidelity, backed, really gigantic names in institutional investing and stock, etc., are starting to come into Bitcoin. So it really truly is starting to come ahead now. It's just taking a very long time. So Fidelity Investments, with assets under management currently worth currently north of $2.4 trillion, could potentially open Bitcoin trading to its over 27 million customers. Such a move would provide further institutional exposure to the top-ranked cryptocurrency. So again, the mainstream is starting to come towards cryptocurrency. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of that. It really does defeat the purpose of cryptocurrency. But again, nobody's going to be able to stop it. They're going to come where the money is. And now they're starting to become a lot of money in cryptocurrency. So, of course, they will come. Build it and they will play. Or build it. If you build it, they will come. I don't know, whatever. Quote, Coinbase bans personal account of British right pundit Milo Yiannopoulos. So, in case you guys don't know who Milo Yiannopoulos is, Milo Yiannopoulos is sort of like, he's sort of like Ben Shapiro. He is a right-wing speaker, sort of a Republican speaker, if you will, and goes around to campuses, sort of like Ben. Again, he's like Ben Shapiro's more flamboyant half. He is he is quite interesting. He raises a lot of good points, and the things that he says usually are pretty correct. What he says, it's just a conservative speaker, and I kind of like Milo Yiannopoulos. I think it's funny, but I know a lot of people hate Milo Yiannopoulos, so it's sort of like a half and half thing. I just think it's funny. The things he says is absolutely hilarious. But either way, American major cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase has barred the British right-wing pundit Milo Yiannopoulos from its platform. Yiannopoulos stated in a Gab post May 3rd. Yiannopoulos is a well-known political commentator and public speaker espousing controversial far-right views. Although I wouldn't say far-right. When you say far-right, it seems like really racist and things like that. I don't like the whole far-right ideology like that. I don't really ascribe to that sort of thing. And I also feel like calling people far-right can be in a wrong manner too. If you're just a right-wing kind of guy, you're a conservative or Republican, and somebody calls you far-right, it seems to give the wrong connotation, I think, to this person. So in describing himself as a cultural libertarian, previously Yiannopoulos used to be an editor for syndicated American news and opinion website Breitbart News. Yiannopoulos' account on Coinbase was reportedly closed within 3 minutes. That's all it took. Look, Coinbase, please verify your email address. 2005. Notice of account closure 2008. Oh man, that's record timing. I can't believe like how fast. Like somebody must have seen that who like verified the account, like some employee sitting at a desk, they're like going through like people's IDs, verified, and then they come across Milo Yiannopoulos and they're just like they turn to their supervisor and they're like, "Would you take a look at this?" And the guy's like, ban it. And it's just like bam, like instantly. 3 minutes? Are you kidding me? That's so fast. Holy crap. Yiannopoulos was previously banned by social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram and Twitter because all these platforms are very left-wing and banning anything right-wing, anything considered right-wing, they're starting to ban. And they have been banning for a long time. And I don't mean to get too political with this, but I just thought it was ridiculous that Coinbase would terminate this account in 3 minutes. Unbelievable. So in January, Coinbase reportedly terminated the personal merchant account of Gab founder Andrew Torba. A possible reason why it is hard for Gab to obtain a payment processor is purportedly its reputation for being the social network for people banned from mainstream platforms for hate speech. But see, Milo Yiannopoulos never said anything hate speech, though. This is so This is the narrative that we live in today, though, unfortunately, is that these far-right conservative speakers, again, you put the wrong connotation, and then they're like, oh, hate speech. Like, what exactly... he's more of like a comedian, if anything. He's like a conservative speaking comedian. And some of the things he says is kind of funny, and like, just like... I don't know, people got to relax. People got to relax a little bit. Anyway, moving on to CoinMarketCap today. $188 billion market cap. We are moving on up. 5,900 average Bitcoin. We're nearly at the 6,000 mark. But the question is, are we going to go over 6,000 and are we going to stay over there? Or once we get to 6,000, are we going to have another dip of $500, $600 because of this whole Tether thing? So people are taking money out of Tether. They're taking their Tether and they're buying Bitcoin in mass, trying to get rid of their Tether right now. And that's causing a pretty very, very bullish movement at the moment. And a lot of things are calling, we have Fidelity coming, as I just read. We have the Bitcoin halving coming next year, May 2020, which is going to kind of inherently raise the price. It has twice in the past, but again, a very poor statistical model, only looking at two events in history. But, so there's a lot of bullish things. We're going to see a lot of bullish news and Reddit posts and forums and things like that coming out in this year. So I think this year is going to be a slow increase in price, but in the short term, are we going to see a dip because these prices are going up pretty quickly? And people like to shave off the top around every 1,000, and that might cause a decline once people stop selling all this Tether and things like that. Who knows what's going to happen? Another thing too is that 6,000 mark, 7,000, 8,000, all that 1,000 marks, all those even marks, 9, 10, 11, those have a lot of uncertainty around them. So what will happen is we'll end up breaking 6,000. It'll go to like 6,030 bucks, 6,050 bucks on your exchange, and then it'll dump back to 5,900 and stay there for a while. And that's uncertainty. That's people not really willing to buy over 6,000 because they know that there's a lot of uncertainty, and that they know that usually once it breaks an even amount like that, a psychological barrier, if you will, that most people end up selling because they get a little skittish around there. So and then they won't actually start to buy and send it over 6,000 permanently or 7,000 permanently, etc., until they really realize that it's really sticking around that 5,900 mark, and that it's sort of safe to enter. Again, investors are like horses. They get scared very easily. You start to clap around them and they won't go through a doorway. You kind of got to push the horse through a doorway, and that's like, the doorway says 7,000 or 6,000 above it, and you're trying to push that horse through the doorway, and it's kicking and bucking a little bit, and somebody's got a Magnum party popper, and they're popping it on the other side of the door. Investors are very scared, very skittish creatures, and they like to move very slow. But that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. That helps me out a lot. My social media in the description below. Make sure you give me a follow on those whenever you get the opportunity to do so. But that's all I have for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and as usual, I will see you guys next time.